Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the recent flooding may be over in Bell County, but some people could still lose their homes. And we go to Whitley County, where one relief team founded by veterans is stepping in to lend a helping hand with flood cleanup. Plus, we have the final numbers from last night's It's All for the Children Telethon, which aimed to raise money to help children who have been abused.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:03 on Thursday, February the 20th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Madison has the morning off. She worked late last night, but you have both Brandon and I, so don't fear. You're in more than capable hands, at least with Brandon. Let's bring him in this morning, get a breakdown of what to expect. Brandon, you've had a couple of reports that some people are seeing flurries. Your own two eyes, however, here in Hazard, of course, saw nothing.
Yeah, put the peeper, actually my own four eyes. But
okay.
I went outside and took a peek earlier and not seeing much, at least about 10 minutes or 20 minutes ago. But so far, the moisture kind of confined, I think, mainly to southern Kentucky and southeast Kentucky and east Tennessee there. But temperatures, again, not matching up with what we're seeing. So some of that may be in the form of some rain or some freezing rain or even a little bit of a wintry mix there this morning, especially down into East Tennessee, because it's 39 in Jacksboro. That's a little bit too warm. That's a cold rain at this point. And then 36 Middlesboro, Williamsburg, Somerset, 35 London and Harlan. Those areas are pretty close to the transition point. 35 also in Hazard, 32 Wise, Pikeville, Moorhead and Logan, 33 Irvin and Prestonsburg this morning, and 31 in Ashland. A little extra on your coffee meter this morning just because it is a little bit chilly outside, so grab those jackets. 37 today. Now the areas to the south, especially if they see snow and it lays on the ground, will probably not be that warm. Cloudy skies for all of us for the most part. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine up near I-64. But again, the headlines for today, snow possible. There's the word, possible. A cold night ahead, that's for sure. And then sunny skies finish out the work and school week. Will?
Oh. All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, crews in Bell County are still finding and repairing damage after the recent flooding. Many people have roads washed out or even lost them entirely due to mudslides. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to officials that say it will take some time to get everything fixed.
This rock, not much to many, but to those a stone's throw away, it is the most frightening thing around.
We've owned this property since 1945. My papa bought it. And you can see it is gone.
All of this comes as a second blow from the flooding in the past couple of weeks.
My power pole's laying on the ground. I ain't got no electricity. And I've been buying propane to try to heat my place. And now I'm out of money. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. And it is a natural disaster.
The worst part, it could displace the people living in 5 homes around it. And it's not the only place needing immediate attention.
The water got outside its banks, and you can see the property damage that it's done. So in this instance, we've actually moved the creek over.
Keeping the manpower in Bell County tied up.
You know, we're being blessed with weather now, and, you know, our guys stay at it. I mean, they're 12, 14 hours a day when we can work.
Getting through the biggest storm they have had to face, one gravel at a time. In Bell County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
FEMA and the Red Cross have been called for those 5 houses living near Rose Road, and those people tell us they are waiting to hear back from them. Well, as flood victims continue to clean up across the Commonwealth, some needed a little more help than others, and Wednesday they got just that. Team Rubicon is a disaster relief organization founded by veterans. Their main focus in these homes is to clean, pull up carpets, tear down soggy drywall, and restore people's homes to a livable condition. Territory Planning Manager Tim Anders says this step in flood cleanup is very important as it moves flood victims closer to having a home again.
We are offering to pull out their flooring, the sheetrock that has been saturated, the insulation under the house that is waterlogged, to where they can go in and start rebuilding.
Team Rubicon does all of their work free of charge. They say it is a way to give back to those who supported them for their many years of service. Well, take a look at this video. The Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet posted this time-lapse footage on Facebook as crews pulled the last locomotive involved in a train derailment from the Russell Fork River over in Pike County Tuesday. Crews spent much of the weekend stabilizing the site in Draffin. Cleanup efforts continued yesterday. Emergency management crews are still monitoring water quality in the area. Well, if you tuned into our H&I channel last night, you may have seen the It's All for the Children telethon. This was to support Judy's Place for Kids, a nonprofit organization that provides resources for children who have been abused. WYMT's Emily Bennett was at the telethon and will take you inside the meaning behind the cause.
For nearly 20 years.
That's my heart.
Judy's Place for Kids has been helping children who have been abused.
400 children a year. That's a lot. But we're getting them. They're going to be healed.
Judy Conway Patton, the former First Lady of Kentucky, has always had a heart for children, and she told herself,
if I could ever be in position to help women and children, I would. So when Paul became governor, that was my main issue.
Judy's Place is named for her.
We're healing our abused children.
They can overcome and become strong adults, and that's what we want.
She says helping these children takes a village, and that includes the supporters.
So it does take a village, but we cannot keep the doors open unless we have the support for the community.
Every service they provide free.
We have community partners who so willingly step up and want to speak about how Judy's Place makes a difference.
Calling on the people to help make a difference in a hurting child's life.
No contribution is too small. It all adds up. But then again, none's too large.
Working to put a sparkle back in the eyes of these children.
Again, that was Emily Bennett reporting. Now, during the telethon, they raised $22,503. Last night's entertainment included Nick Jamerson and Cold Town Dixie. Anyone who made a donation of $25 or more was entered to win a guitar signed by Tyler Childers. Well, Morehead State Public Radio hosts its annual spring fundraiser and membership drive next week. A special kickoff event is planned at Sawstone Brewery on Saturday, February 29th. WMKY serves more than 20 counties throughout eastern Kentucky from the campus of Morehead State University. Several current and former WYMT employees, including our own Brandon Robinson and former morning producer, now our 11 o'clock producer, Sean Delaney, actually started their broadcasting careers at Morehead State Public Radio. Our now morning producer, Kelsey Deacon, is a Morehead State grad, even though she did not start at the radio station. Well, Survivor fans spent part of their Wednesday night watching the newest episode of the 40th season of the hit show At Home. Meanwhile, former winner and current contestant Nick Wilson attended a watch party at Shep's Place in Corbin. While there, we caught up with former Survivor contestant Elaine Stott about what she thinks about having a fellow hometown star on Survivor.
You come home to have everybody come to your watch parties and tell you how proud they are, and for being from a small town, it's kind of like you being on the island. It's like you got all these small town people with you, and man, I think that's awesome.
You can watch Nick Wilson compete on Survivor on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. right here on WYMT. The Railbird Music Festival in Lexington is back for its second year, and we are getting a look at this year's artists and headliners. At the top of the announcement are Jason Isbell in the 400 unit and my personal favorite, Maren Morris. They are also bringing in the Head and the Heart, Young the Giant, and country legend Tanya Tucker. For organizers at Keeneland, year 2 of the festival was a no-brainer.
It was a pretty easy decision, honestly. We talked internally, and we felt so good about the partnership with AC Entertainment and just the reviews from the crowd and the way that the community supported the event from the outside.
Now, in addition to the music, bourbon and Kentucky cuisine will also play a big role. Last year saw around 31,000 attendees. They expect a bigger crowd this year.
Forecast this morning, a little bit chilly, but not as cold as it needs to be for the stuff that's actually showing up on Doppler to fall. Some blues showing up, indicating some bands of snow, maybe some cold rain down into parts of East Tennessee there, even though it's showing snow, because temperatures don't support that. 39 in Jacksboro, 36 in Middlesboro. A lot of the snow we just saw is not reaching the ground just yet. 35 London, Harlan, and Hazard, 32 Pikeville, Moorhead, and Logan, Wise 2, 33 in Prestonsburg, and 36 in Jackson. That's about a degree or two warmer or colder than it was this time yesterday, depending on where you are. Forecast for today, small chance for a flake or two this morning, and then we'll see a chance by the afternoon, early afternoon. But tonight, the clouds start to clear, and it gets cold down to 19. Will?
All right, Brandon, thank you. And thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, with election season in full swing, one major concern for officials is making sure our elections are protected from foreign interference through cybersecurity. And we look to Washington, D.C., where President Trump says the Pentagon's top policy official will soon step down.